I've gone through all the troubleshooting and it doesn't seem to be working. So we will just I deleted all of my I didn't. So how are you guys doing today? Do we got anybody online? Say hi. Say hi if you're online. So that we can see who's here. I'll be getting started in just a minute. We've got a poll going today. For future work, see if anybody has anything they'd like me to test out for them. I like playing with new tech. Super fun to me. So, if anybody's got some tech that they'd really like me to try out, throw that in the chat, please. Yeah, we'd love to know what you want to have worked on, anything you want to see, any cool tech you've heard of. Because we have a ton of fun with that. So, yeah, without any further hesitation, I guess, we'll go ahead and we will get started. I don't have anything holding me back, just hope that we get some traction and some engagement today. And that the chatbot thing works. It's way more fun when you see that chatbot, ain't it? Way more fun. Way fun. So yeah, don't know if that chat is up. I've had so many problems with the Twitch chat. Just like, okay, I'm just gonna delete it one more time. Yeah, just gone. Bye chat. And we're gonna add it. Add chatbot. You can't see this here. Now you know what I'm doing. I'm gonna add the chatbot. It has an existing chatbot. We're gonna add a new chatbot. This is gonna be the forever chat. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, the defaults usually work pretty great. Cool. So I'm just gonna leave that there and hope it gets working. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along with my meetup scraper. I got it pulled up right here, and we have it parsing everything and storing it in JSON. I believe. Yeah, I don't even think I'm using half of this stuff anymore. So let's go mod verify. Oh, good. Go mod tidy. I don't I knew it would be gone. We're not like importing anything. So yeah. Oh, and did you notice my Go is super old? What the heck? Let's see if we can. Why does it think my Go version's so old? I updated that. Of course. It just. I'm not even using stupid C crap. And I don't have any libraries. And it's using the wrong version to go. Great. Can I do this? Just do a Go mono. Okay. We can't. Not test file. It's not. It's too blurry. My camera's too blurry. Okay, I don't need to read here. Go to the code. Oh, I was gonna. We need some tests. That's what we're doing today. We're building all the tests. Look at that. Look at this. Did you see not showing on Streamlabs how common this is? Hi there. If your chat is not working, I suggest signing out and signing back in. I already did that. I did this once before too. Oh yeah, it's not Streamlabs though. It was working great on Wednesday, but now it's kind of pooping out. Oh well. Yeah. My eyes don't like light. Chat. Oh, I needed to do this stream. This is why I saving money. Oh, just go to my. So for anybody who wants to do the cool stuff, you can go to Streamlabs and they have a site for me where you can watch Twitch. Right. And they have a little tool that has commands. I was looking at it earlier. I don't pay anything. No, it was changed some. Add command, remove command, open queue. Add quote through chat. Command, open raffle. We're not open raffle. I thought there was one. We'll just go do it on the Twitch then. Huh. Check the stream manager anyway. Since it thinks I'm offline. There we go. Didn't you always want to see all these cool Twitch dashboard stuff? Cool Twitch dashboards? So if you can't see in the chat, because the chat's not showing up on the screen, for some dumb reason, I did troubleshoot that on the video. I'm gonna try, and I want to edit the stream information. There we go. Edit stream info. The reason I want to do this, you can't really see that well, is because I was gonna see, like, this go live notification is a big bunch of baloney. We're doing unit tests today. Unit test! Don't we love tests? Tests are the best thing in the entire whole wide world. The entire whole wide world. Best thing in the whole wide world are tests. Okay, so I think I already have some test files open. Test setup. Oh, we do have a setup function. Let's just do a split. That's not a thing. So there's not like a whole lot of room for failure here. We don't even have any arguments we have to add. Like this one is kind of dumb. Because I don't have any configuration. So we're just gonna add, like, ideally, I think in the future, like, for this to be an effective test, guys, I'm very particular about how I like my go tests. It's like 12 strategies, but I still get picky. I like table tests because I think they're the easiest to read and consume. Is that the best and only way to do tests in Go? Heck no. But it's how I do it. Hey, if you guys are watching, please say hi in the chat. I want to know who you are. We can get to know each other. We can chat. I'm a pretty likable person usually. I want to know if you like Go or not. We have a poll going about new tech. So you can check that out. I hope it reminds you every once in a while. I don't know quite how that poll works. It's kind of like a test poll, I guess. So this name would be, we're just going to do success because there's not really a failure option. Because it doesn't, like, it's hard coded. It's pointless otherwise. We want the client that's hard coded. damn it, Sam. Glad you, I saw you subscribed earlier today. So glad to see you. Super excited to have you here on our little, oh look. Come on, camera. There we go. My camera. Oh, really? That's awesome. Oh, you don't need to keep recording. My camera has a built-in sleeper if the screen is inactive. And since I don't touch the screen, it's always inactive. So hopefully this is beneficial for you as I am setting up client stuff today. Yeah, I'm just gonna paste this. I don't think it's worth making environment variable at this point in time. I think a little bit of paste is better. If I ever got to the point where I was, I need another one. Taking configuration variables, then maybe I would care. Also, I hope you enjoy Go. Go's the best language. Unbiased. Oh. In my completely humble, unbiased opinion, Go is the best programming language ever invented. I think there's a test coverage function. There might not be. Oh my gosh, I had a sneeze. Somebody on Twitter just followed me named Slutty Lampshade. That's concerning. Oh, F. That's really irritating. The compiler is broken. Anybody want to go play in some weeds about a compiler? Oh! Well, that's fine. I don't care what your name is. You can have whatever name you want on Twitch. Just interesting. Not Twitch, Twitter. Glad to have you following me there anyway. We need to go figure out what that is. I'm getting that when I do Go, right? Same error, yeah. We might just have to update Go. Because that's like it happens all the time. This is like the most stupidest error. Oh! Yeah, I reinstalled that. Is it broken? So I reinstalled that last week, but I thought I was working after I reinstalled it last week. Now what you gonna do? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Brew Unlink. I did do a link. Oh, that's really broken. I don't care That's not the right ceiling. I just should unlink LLVM and forget the 4. Right? That might work. Nope. Oh, hot garbage. Try that ceiling again. We try this. So basically, I updated my van You Complete Me package, and the You Complete Me package uses the ceiling stuff. And I guess that's what broke all my things. Sorry for the boring, but I can't do go tests. My environment's broken. You know? Linker failed to execute codes. Okay, so I'll get that I almost got a thing that lets you let's just uninstall it and install it. That lets you see my keyboard, which is, I almost got a link that lets you see my keyboard, which is not good. Not be good. Yeah, let's do that. Because then you can hack me. I don't like it. See you. Have a good meeting. Yeah. One day my chat will work. One day. my Go won't compile because of C. And so if the code doesn't compile, we gotta fix that. And yeah, right now it appears like I updated my Vim because I was tired of the code complete not working. And because the code complete was consistently not working, I updated that, and I just said that. And they updated, they like base everything off of C, and so now all my other things are exploding. I mean, heck. You can't use your computer, you can't code, right? And you can't use your computer without, well, if it's a Mac, you can't use it without this. So we're just hoping that it behaves. Praising all things holy. But yeah. I wonder what my mic picks up in the background. Probably my fan. Probably the fan. Definitely, most likely the fan. So yeah. This may be the funnest stream ever, where I just decide to go through my computer out a window and start over. Which would be great. We love that. So, yeah. Check out the poll. I do want to say that the CFP for my conference is out. Go West. You can check everything out at gowestconf.com. It's the best Go conference. I would say this side of the Mississippi, but apparently GopherCon's being happened in San Diego. And I may be biased, but GopherCon, last time it was in San Diego, they had a party on a boat. I mean, isn't that everybody's dream to have a giant party on a boat? We didn't even have a party. Because last year it was remote. Well, actually, we tried to play StarCraft after the conference. And I think I played for 20 minutes. And then I laid on the floor and passed out. Because my eyes were going cross-eyed because I had just had LASIK. So yeah, my first and only StarCraft experience was me going cross-eyed from LASIK after running an 8-hour conference. This is distracting anyone else. Like, I'm completely distracted by this song right now. I'm also completely distracted by the fact that my chat's not working. And I have to install Xcode. And I want to go cry in a little corner. You know? What can I say? What can I say? Besides... why not? Why not? yeah. How are you guys doing? Everybody out there, you having a good time? Having a fantabulous time? My Xcode is still installing, and as long as Xcode continues to install, we're kind of like whatever, you know? Can't do much. So any fun plans for the weekend? Mine is to sleep. I also don't know what else. Ugh, 37 seconds. 37 seconds. Seconds, and Xcode will be back. What we all wanted was Xcode be back. There we go. Xcode is done. Let's go see if we can get some stuff working. That didn't change. So let's try and build it and see if that sticks. No F. Okay, I don't think this is gonna happen then. No, I am literally forever on this. See? I did this. But I didn't brew install Go. Or did I? There's a way to see that there's more than one Go? Is it like all? See, look, there's me. I commented on it. Does that fix it? you can need LLVM? I've used it to compile once. This is so fun. This is the reality of coding, guys. Reality of coding. Okay. Let's get out of this one. Code Go projects. Web crawler get status. Make LLVM build. Is that a thing? Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, that worked. We are in progress, people. We can build a frickin' test. Okay. And this is supposed to be meetup client.go. So let's split this. I know, it's about the frickin' time it woke up. Whoa. Okay, we should be able to go test. Cannot use a client as pointer to a client. No, I can't. There we go. Look, because that returns a pointer to that. Okay. There we go. That dumb test works. Like I said, that test is pointless because I'm returning a static value, but if we want to display test coverage on our little GitHub page, it's being super high. We need to have dumb tests as well as the smart one is right. Let me just say, if I probably would not write this test if I was working. Like, if it would generate it for me, yeah, whatever. But okay. Get pro XML. Oh gosh, look, that client is everywhere. So we're just gonna, I'm probably gonna make this a variable that lives only in this package. I mean, and call it test client. It won't get compiled regularly. That way I can just reuse it, and I know that it's pretty much always going to be the same. Name. We'll start with success because why not? How did that work? How did you have somebody not know how to commit? I feel like that's... Well, they don't teach you that in college, so... Oh, is it really called test client? Did I... Oh, it is called test client. I don't like tests. I don't do them a lot. I just don't. I also work at a company that has a horrible practice of thinking that speed means no tests. Oh, but I can do that. We'll need to create. So we'll have here a JSON glove, and that would be equals slice of meat. Sorry. And then I can unmarshal, because I have it in the package I saved it. I have it in datum, so if it's saved, I can always use it to run tests. And I'll just actually want to commit it when I run my CI/CD, right? Open a file. Read the file. I forget how to do that. Golang read. They don't teach you in college how to do that. They don't teach you in college how to do either of those things. Source control all is left out of the college curriculum. I had a friend tell me that once upon a time, he was interviewing, he was not interviewing, he's trying to train somebody right out of college. And he asked them what they did for source control. And they told him that they would just put all of their code into a Google Doc and live edit across collaborators where they did group projects, and that was literally the only thing they knew how to do for sharing code. And that does not make it easy at all to function in the real world, right? Because like we do everything based off of Git and source control and committing and all that jazz. And if I don't even know what Microsoft Team Foundation is. No idea. Is that like a Microsoft ecosystem thing? Because that's something I've really never had to deal with. Do you mind enlightening me? It would make me feel super smart. Okay, so, but it's, I gotcha. So that was, Microsoft Team Foundation was a form of version control. Got you. See, this is what I need. We're ignoring errors because this is tests. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And we just need to do a defer. JSON file dot close. worked with GitHub and GitLab like professionally, and then actually that's not true. I did Bitbucket once. I have done Bitbucket. That's a thing. False evidence, not excited. No, JSON file is what I want. I don't need it to be not a slice of bytes. I don't need to. This is what I want. Oh, like with the full IDE Visual Studio. I got you. They've made it. When we do meetups and stuff, they talk a lot about like old school .NET ecosystem, and that's what your little story makes me think of. Do I know if it actually applies? Not with this, but that's kind of just like the only thing I can think of to relate. Like, that's just what that makes me think of. It's like being in that Microsoft world. What's like, I don't know. I'm making an assumption that you'd be using .NET or C# at this point. But like, .NET is open source, right? Like, you don't have to pay to use that? Like, that sounds sort of like a really naive, dumb question. Apparently .NET has generics. Like, that's what we talk about at Go Meetups, is .NET's use of generics. See, I don't, yeah. But old school .NET was Microsoft .NET, and now it's like a hybrid, and I'm missing some. See, I turned on rainbow brackets, so I'm supposed to be able to see all this, and I'm like, ooh. I have to comb my hair. Line 9? Oh, look! This did get deleted. I'm just gonna see, maybe inlining will make this a little bit. What the heck? More readable. I just found out a secret I didn't know about. Microsoft are in the process of rewriting Windows kernels to be more in line like the Linux kernel, so .NET being cross. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Cross-platform .NET. Microsoft's doing a lot to like be more open source and stuff. They think that's the way of the future, which, I mean, I totally get. I agree. Like, people choose languages because they're open source, like, who didn't put this is an extra one. How did all this, like, I swear that test ran. Right? Didn't this test run already? I thought this test ran already. Expected declarations about 4. This needs to have an equal sign. There we go. That was it. Oh yeah, instead of, they actually, GitHub, I agree, Microsoft buying GitHub was interesting. I didn't expect it to be, like, I have more private repos on GitHub now, like, it's a lot easier to use. Microsoft buying GitHub, I think, has actually been a positive long term for both companies, which is interesting. GitHub's grown a lot and is way more open source friendly. I use GitLab, and GitLab's awesome because of like the integrated CI/CD stuff. But Git EA? Is that like an open source thing? Is that... I don't know what that is. I've only heard of GitHub and GitLab and Bitbucket, but I'm sure there's like 12 billion other things. I'm not going to test this because it is an escape file. I'm just going to delete that. Not escape. It's not exported. Like it's internal. Okay. So Git EA is open source and based on... That says GOGS to me, G-O-G-S. I'm reading it because we don't have my chat. And they're both based in Go. Well, yeah, if it's written in Go, then we like it, right? Just make sure my Go test. Well, you discover in the Go community that things are just said, not spelled out. Like funked FMT format, funked. The Go language server, Go PLS is Go please, like, why the heck not? Just spell it out, Go test. That's what I was doing, I was doing the Go test. Okay, that was really weird. Uh-oh. All those bits and bytes. My boss's boss just messaged me. Ha! My, shout out. So I work at Weave. Right there. We're a, integrated business platform is what we are. I say integrated because we try and add as much garbage to it as we can. It's not garbage. It's not garbage. We're actually super high quality, but like, if we can put it on our platform, we will try and add it. And it's just to facilitate small business communication in any way, shape, or form. What they call it we do so many things. It is like the hardest job in the world is to define our product. Like that is Weave. Like we do everything, and it's for SBMs, right? So the VP of engineering over the data side of things, which is where I work, just messaged me and says, "Hey, you're doing a whole bunch of tutorials on web scraping. Do you think we can use that at Weave?" And I'm like, I freeze every time somebody higher up talks to me, especially because they're new. Anyway, the answer is yes. If it is open on the public internet, you can use web scraping to leverage it. Web scraping is honestly the number one method for gaining open source data. Like, there's not enough APIs. If the data is open to the public web, I think people scrape it. Like, I have seen number one is a little bit presumptuous, but I cannot tell you the number, I'm gonna add 3, of articles I have seen. You checked out Weave? Awesome. We're hiring. Weave is always hiring. Weave is, besides the fact that the hardest job in the world is to define our product, we do have, hands down, like the best culture of a place I've been. Like, it is truly just like the funnest place to work. F! I shouldn't be using that client. I need to mock this. Yeah, that is literally the hardest part of Weave, is trying to figure out, put into words what we do. I can tell you what I do at Weave. Cause I'm on one of the core products teams. We're just gonna have to create an environment where everyone initialize it now. So Weave, right, is a platform that facilitates small businesses to connect with their customers. So we have a phone, we do VoIP, we do automated messaging, we do scheduling, calendar reminders, we have reviews, because how often do people... that is marketing. Complete Business Toolbox is... Marketing says, well, we are the complete business toolbox. Does that not sound like a marketing thing? No, HTTP test. I just always want this. I just want the example. There we go. That way I can do this. In each of my tests. Right? So yes, 100%. That's why marketing is one of the biggest departments in like every company I ever work at, because they try to manufacture a whole bunch of words Yeah, but manufactured, literally. Like, who else cares about English besides marketing? So we have all of these tools to connect them. And then one of the misnomers about Weave is that it's a dental software company. The reason that that's a misnomer is because when we were just starting out, the CEO had previously worked in like sales, specifically with dentists, so he had a lot of understanding of that SBM field, right? The idea of a dentist being an owner of their own business. So he's like, well, let's take dentist software, integrate it into our product, and then we can sell it to dentists, right? I know all about selling to dentists. We can get this out the door and get a huge clientele real quick, right? So they did that kind of as a launch strategy, essentially, was trying to enable this connection with dentists, right? So we integrate with CRMs in a whole bunch of different fields, but our primary customers are still dentists because the original data sources we pulled in were CRMs for dentists. Of course we do remote working. How can we not do remote anymore? Yeah, we're fully remote, and so we hire remote. We also have an India office, which is super cool. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna have a var. And it's gonna be called JSON blob, and it's a slice of byte, and I can just initialize that when I want to. Or we'll just say, maybe I'll just do a setup server function that I can run. We do work, we offer remote work to anyone inside the United States and or India, because HR doesn't let us do other countries yet. HR is too slow. We push for India and we have the United States. So if you live in the US or India, we've offered remote work, and like I said, one of the best cultures ever. People are super duper awesome. I mean, I'm awesome. And the freaking VP of engineering is watching my Twitch streams during the workday about web scrapers. But the reason I get to do it during the workday is because Weave has a super big proponent of... Oh, no, I'm getting ready. No, I'm not getting ready. We're gonna do a function setup test server. Just kind of like, and again, this doesn't run in the code. This just runs. It's only compiled to the test. So they stole this from the Spotify model docs, but the idea, and it's not uncommon, but we have a policy called 10% time, right? So if you work a 40-hour week, 4 of those hours should be used for exploration and discovery. This could be on personal projects, could be on side projects, but things that are outside of your sprint work, right? So I've been doing my 10% time on Twitch since I started doing Twitch. I've done tech that I could use at Weave. Obviously, I'm doing a web scraper, which we're going to start using at Weave, so they're going to try and leverage all of my Twitch streams as much as possible. But the idea is, if I'm a better employee, if I'm a more skilled developer, I'll be a better employee. So get back to me to test my skills and grow my skills and do all those things. And then Weave has the best developers in the world, which I am one of. Sorry, that was a little arrogant. Yeah, any other questions about Weave while we're at it? Ah, you're in Scotland! Okay. One of my skill sets. Oh, you're one of those guys. Okay, well, I'll keep you down. As soon as we expand into Europe, I'll make sure to hit you up. You'll be our first Europe employee. I have it written. This is, well, I guess it's not on the screen video, so it's only in verbal. But Casiris says he's in Scotland, and he wants to check out Weave. And he would love that. So if anybody from Weave is listening, if not, I will definitely share this with him. He would like to be the first hire in Europe. Thank you very much. I recommend him. We have great Twitch chats, and from our Twitch interactions, he would fit in great at Weave. I'm assuming you're male. I apologize for that. I should not assume gender. That is unfortunate of me. They. That's ungender assumption. I apologize. Even though, I will say, irregardless of pronouns, if you go to historical English grammar, the male is the unisex. It is the default, which is very common with Latin languages. I speak Spanish, so like, gender is everywhere, and it's just like male is default. I don't want to go into the anthropological reasons of why, because they have so many, but it's just interesting to me the fact that, like, linguistically, we don't have gender lists, we just have default. Anyway, but I apologize for assuming gender. I shouldn't do that. I need to get better. So we're just going to, I think we can just write that, right? I should be able to just, yeah. We're in a certain community that the male assumption usually lands. But I should still be better about it. Just because, you know, I think I should be able to do this. And so here, okay. Now here's going to be the issue. I have a pro URL which I've set as a constant. Which is great. But it shouldn't be a constant. It should be an attribute. See, this is one thing that is annoying about testing, is you could have something that works totally fine, and then break your test. So, cause this, like, this is, I'm not gonna be doing this, most likely, for any other thing. So for, like, my personal use, it doesn't matter. If anybody else wanted to use this, yeah, making this dynamic would be totally fine, and then I wouldn't have any issues with that. See, and now that we set up a client, this test client should actually be in the setup server. Yeah, I am. I'm in Utah. That is my home. That is, that's, how I run the Utah Go meetups. Both of them. Both women who go on regular Go, Machine Learning Utah. What's the other meetup I run? Kubernetes Utah, I do not run, but I'm involved in. And my conference, Go West! Where's my banner? I had the banner above my head. Oh, it's disappeared. Our CFP is open. Oh my gosh. And then we need to set up a client. Oh gosh. And then we have pro URL. URL is going to be equal ts dot URL dot address is something like that. It's been a minute since I've used a test server. Because I just am out of practice of writing tests ever. This should be something that I know like the back of my hand. Like, honestly, API and API testing should be like the one thing that I can do in my sleep. Right? Like, dang it. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh gosh. Being based in Utah also makes it like 3 in the afternoon. So I'm super awake. I probably had 200 milliliters of caffeine today, but I'm also super awake because it's the middle of the day. We did! So we had a guy who worked at Weave recently, Mr. Cyrus, who was Scottish, nationality. Best guy. Like, literally, he also runs a meetup out here out of Utah, but, like, he's probably one of the best guys I've ever worked with, and honestly, just, like, the nicest, and, like, he had great insight, like, just his way of thinking, greatest insights. It was just killer. Really, 67? You expected it can be now because it's a pointer. Oh, I can just do. You worked stage and you did like AV stuff? What was invented in Scotland? Besides, wasn't football, like soccer, actually invented in Scotland? I don't know. I'm sure you would know. I'm just like totally spacing right now. My Scottish history. Like Braveheart, that's the Scottish history that comes to head. And that's a movie. I did watch a YouTube channel based out of Scotland. The guy was a hoof trimmer. And so I watched him trim cow hoofs, which shows you how insanely crazy and weird I am. But, like, he did a lot of, like, Scottish scenery stuff. Like, he had a drone and would fly it over him when he was driving and whatever. And, like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where on earth is my dumb thing? It's a pointer. It can be an empty thing. Can I just do a pointer to client and have it not be? And there we go. There we go. That can work. Antibiotics? Okay, Utah claims TV. It was probably not even that, but I know that they claim that the guy who invented television lived in Utah. So, you're not wrong.
How did he kill me?
But neither am I. Ultrasound, radar, and sonar are like all the same thing. But I believe that. Anesthetics. And really? Were they Scottish people? Or was it in Scotland? Because then I understand. But I just... Not that I'm an expert of history or Scottish history or anything for that matter. We do want an error and we want that. I'm assuming these work. I should just test this since I don't know that anything you've gotten me, you've nerd sniped me about Scottish history. What the heck do you mean? Oh, I need this. What? It totally is kosher. See, you're tricking me there. It counts. If your nationality's nationality, right? I should be able to put nil here, so why on earth... Oh, now it's this line. Okay, then that means it has nothing to do with that line. If it keeps complaining the same line, it's a misnomer. This can still be nil. See, and this is when smart developers would use delve as a stepper and step through the code. The ATM is a very important thing when people use cash. Apparently Scottish people invented the ATM. I don't carry cash. Ever. I don't think I've used cash. Not true. My dad insists on paying me back with cash instead of on Venmo. But other than that, I haven't used cash for years. Okay, this test is well, I can always, let's just compile this, right? Like, we're just trying to figure out where my missing bracket is, because that's what we're missing right now. It's like, it's not compiling. That's the error. Don't delete that. I want to implement that test later. Unexpected declaration found to do? Oh, yeah, because... The refrigerator? Man, here's the problem with being in the United States. I think we love everything that's made by a single European into Eastern Hemisphere inventions, and we ignore countries and individuals because we're taught that America is the best and only country. Like that is literally how our education system works. So like everything you're saying about Scotland inventing like the phone. I thought that was Alexander. It said TV, phone, radar, sonar, ultrasound, anesthetics, antibiotics, refrigerators, ATM, Scottish people, or in Scotland. Well, I'm serious. Like, if it wasn't done by an American, we don't care about it. That's how American education works, which is a lie. Because we did not exist when the number 0 was invented, and without 0, we would all not Scott says America. He knows where he's coming from. Straight up. I again apologize if the chat's not working. I don't know what's up with my chat. I tried all of my basic debug and I'm like, screw it. I'll just read the chat out loud. And get super distracted from the fact that my tests won't compile. Undefined pro URL. I ramble too. We all ramble. You just things that I will ramble about. Physics. NBA basketball and how the refs are rigged and how the Utah Jazz should win. All of the things. I had on my stream on Wednesday. I did an AMA for with a boot camp. I talked to a lot of boot camps in the area, and one of them was like, "Hey, will you come talk to us?" I'm like, "How about we do it on Twitch?" And they got me distracted talking about Pokemon Go. Oh, and my dogs. I will talk about my dogs for years and years and years because they're the best. Okay, so now this is the thing, and I think they compile. Yes, okay, that's it. So what's uncommon? Well, my setup is uncommon. So is everything... This is the wrong one. Meetup, client, test. Okay, everything seems to be formatted now. The compiler error was on the other dang file. I don't want to compile you anymore. I wanted to run the other one. I'm so glad that all of my things work again. Oh, error. Setup, want, no. Well, that's because I actually have to run this now. Otherwise it won't work. Setup, test. So, there is a particular pattern in Go for testing that I don't like to implement. But it's basically the idea, and it like I said, this is built into the Go testing framework, where you can define all of these tests using the testing.t, and call them in a test function. Yes, I do like table-driven tests. That's what I like. I do not, anyway, but I'm saying it would make my setup easier. I'd be able to set it up once, and then that would persist over all of the tests. It's opposed to like saying, if I could create this with a lowercase t, and then call this function inside a larger function, and then persist my setup. It's kind of older. This current setup of table-driven is something that's come across more recently, that we all like. And by we, I mean everybody I talk to and myself. That's still failing? What if I did this? What if instead of doing that, I said I returned it? Ivor Scott was the one that asked if table-driven test was the pattern I was referring to. Table-driven tests, what I'm doing right now, is what I like. Mostly because all of the Go tools generate it. It gets generated by VS Code. It gets generated by Vim. It's a whole lot less work for me if the boilerplate gets generated. So yeah, 100%. TT stands for table test. Super common. Tests. I've also seen this called, where they will call this TC or test case, like test cases, and then they will range through TC for each table test. You can call it. But basically, this idea of t.run, you can pull that out, and you can run more than one file in it, function in it. And like this has the name, and then this is the func, right? So if my func was lowercase and defined there, then I would do t.run, and I could anyway. It's just a different way of doing it, but this is what's generated, and yeah. Basically, yeah. There are lots of different methods of leveraging the testing package and the run. Yeah, subtests. That's a good word for it. That's probably a standard word. I just don't. I don't prescribe to the testing culture very much. I don't know why. I usually write unit tests when I'm trying to implement some kind of business logic. That is vital for consistent behavior, right? Like when I'm trying to enforce a behavior that somebody could change. And if that's not happening, I don't tend to run tests. For example, this setup test where it's returning a static thing, like I don't usually do that. A Go test 2 days ago at work? Well, that's impressive. Good job. Good job. Did you generate it? Not generate the test. But like, if you use VS Code or any of them, you can generate like the structure of the test and then fill it in. That's what I did. That's what I do. Okay, then my real question is, did you use the Go testing package, the internal one, or did you use an external package? Did you use a third party one? Hey, I don't like this. What this is telling me. Good! The only, I 99% of the time just use Go's internal testing. Oh yeah, I broke this. I knew I did that. I just got distracted by the chat. I use Go's internal testing
Why did it do that?
because testing package, because it's super comprehensive. They added the deep reflect recently, probably within the last 2 years, that allows for reflect.deep equal, which allows for some really heavy enforcing objects. Not objects, but structures, structs. Which makes it really nice. Before then, I used the assert. Package a lot. Missing return at the end of the function. I'm not returning test client? Of course it is. Yeah, the assert test package, it's really nice. It's, my favorite by far. My favorite third-party testing package I've seen in Go. The reason being, the logging. The built-in logging and descriptions that come out of the assert package are incredibly helpful for debugging tests in particular. It really helps you to pinpoint where things are. And it's like a waste of time. One of the other reasons I hate tests. It's a really good thing I'm doing a stream on unit testing when I talk about how I hate writing tests. It's hard to debug a broken test when you're writing them for the first time. Like, when you have an expected behavior, and you know that your tests are enforcing that behavior, it's easy to debug your code. It's hard to figure out why a test is broken when the code behaves right. Assert makes that easier. I also, on my day job at Weave, we do have some issues. Delve's good. I don't use Delve. I also don't use Golang because the Russians hack us. I just use them. Not because of the Russians hacking, I just have never used Golang. I don't like setting up IDs. I'd rather set up in. But everybody I know that uses Golang really likes it. I've just never set Del up, but everybody that uses Del really likes it. What was I looking for? No pointer to reference on Git Pro page for no client? Oh yeah. But we knew that was going to happen. So obviously, right, if the setup's not called, this would be a good error. Oh, I guess I don't necessarily, right, I guess I'm doing a little bit of TDD here, right? Like, and saying, well, what if we don't have a client? Well, it's being called on a client. So, not having a client is never going to happen. Not having the internals to a client mind. So, this is more likely to happen. It can't call the function. So, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Oh, that's a compiler error. Also, the Go CLI stuff is super helpful. I do this this is way better than the stuff built into Vim. Well, it's not built into Vim, it's built into Vim Go. Gives you better errors. Client test 69 error. Do I not have a... Oh, that's gonna be a problem. So... No, that defer should work. The defer can extend beyond the function, so that shouldn't be a problem. Theoretically, defers, this defer close should close here, right? So I just need to be very careful about that, and make sure that closes where I want it to close. Yeah, so this is happening, right? Basically there's no client inside. And that's something that I could theoretically handle, right? Even though that's called here. But I would say we just want to check HTTP client initialized. Right, and then we would do if c dot is it c dot c? I think it's c dot c. No, c dot. Okay. Above this, if c dot client is nil, we would return there. Errors dot new. No. HTTP dot client. Another thing I don't do well is TDD, like test-driven development. It's really hard for me to think of edge cases before I know what's going on. This is one of the, like, I don't always think of that. Things like, well, what if it's not initialized and we call it? Like, that's a good test to have. If for nothing else, that I can provide helpful error messages. That's the one thing about Go, is you know you're handling your with all of the if error equals error nil error handling you gotta do. Hey baby girl. Hey puppy. You have plenty of opportunities to provide helpful error messages. So that should be good. So this test should be called here, but I'm not testing that. So this would be a good job, right? We would want to test this if they have a bad body, which is what we're providing here. So we would want to change our string, our client. We would want a secondary client. We would want a secondary URL, right? But it could just be an invalid one. An invalid one would return something we don't want. So this would be okay, this is going to be a question. I can do this. I'll just do this. So, right, we have test client, and I can say client 2 is equal to I just want to change one thing about it. Well, I could call it again, right? Like, I guess I can do this. So I can say client 2 is equal to setup test server. Like that. And then we would change the URL. It's called pro URL. I would say pro URL. And it can just be a blank string, and that should work effectively. I think. I hope. And it would be bad JSON. It would be, this is not test client, this would be client 2. 2. And we do want an empty slice of bytes. Okay. And that's an error we handle. And I think that's the last error. I don't think I need this. And that should handle all of my test cases. Fail. Client has known field or method client. 33. If client equals nil. That's lowercase c, right? Yeah, that's fine. Can't believe I didn't test that. Run, pass, fail, pass, fail. Oh, good. Yeah, so I think why is this different? This one's this one's failing? Not error. Like, it shouldn't fail because I'm mocking it, right? Why is test setup failing? I keep breaking my test. The tests just make me frustrated. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because pro URL is not the same. Right, because I'm hard coding that. See, this is why I don't like the equals. Because it doesn't always help. I think, like, honestly, flat deep equal is not, like, I just want it to be the same type. Right? Dot type equals that. This ain't gonna work at all. Because we're turning a hard-coded thing. And it doesn't return an error. I know there's something in the reflect package that'll let us just make sure it's the same type, right? Or it's non-null. Should I just make sure it's not null? just the setup of the content test. Everything else I have control of.
That freaking medic's a spy.
So, success fails. Because get blank unsupported scheme want error.
We got a spy.
So my error is wrong for my test and JSON log. Because it shouldn't be a blob. This needs to be real JSON. I think I can do this though. Dang it. I can just write it, right? I don't need to do the stupid print line. I can just write the blob. That's what I should have been doing the whole time. Trying to think too hard.
Unfreaking touchable. God, crap.
And I'm not wrapping my error anywhere. Okay, I have a sneeze again. Okay, I just asked my boss about the reviews question. He asked if we could use web scraping for reviews. Okay. So. Because the website's accessible and the API sucks. My web scraper for the meetup page, because the site is public and their API sucks. I mean, SEO, meetups, the meetup API It used to be really easy to use, like anyone could get they just did bearer authentication. So it was like really anybody could get a developer token. And they switched to OAuth. And I have a company. Like, there's no reason, and I use Meetup Pro. There's no reason why I shouldn't get access to their API. And I cannot. They will not give me OAuth access to their API. So I'm scraping it. This is for you. I want this information. So that's the whole reason for this project. And right now I'm just adding tests because I'm a good little developer. Obviously all my tests are broken, but I'm adding them. So that way I know that if my thing breaks, it's Meetup's fault. And I can blame Meetup. That it's is Meetup still owned by WeWork? Because if then, I'm gonna blame WeWork. Oh gosh. My tests are still broken.
Journeys not remembered now.
So yeah, I thought I disabled that. That's me. I'm sorry. I will delete automod at one point in the future. I don't know who the heck enabled that. I may have done it inadvertently today when I was looking at Streamlabs. Inadvertently, definitely inadvertently. They can get over themselves. Unsupported protocol scheme? Obviously, my code, although it works, needs to be flushed a little bit. That's why we write tests, right? To flush out your stupid code? See, and then if you use Delve, you would just have Delve stop when it fails. Not me. Why when I could... This is a weird song. Who picked this song? The big ol' punch of baloney. Okay. Yeah. So this is getting a fail up here. From the protocol scheme. Probably right here. Because it's expecting a content type JSON. And I'm returning an empty. Because it's a fake. Okay. Should I be thorough? That is the question. Yeah, I'll just take this. Oh gosh. I mean, I can do this as many times as I want. So we're just gonna take you, and we're gonna make a TS2, and this will, instead of being a JSON blob, I can do that. That's empty JSON, right? That's technically empty JSON. Instead of returning client, we'll say client2 equals this, and instead of TS URL, it'll be TS2 URL. And that should work. You should be as verbose and as on point as you can be, because at some point when your CI/CD is running these tests, you and all your builds are failing. Well, thank you. I agree. I should, I guess, yeah. The fleshing out of these tests is also kind of pinpointing where I can be more descriptive in my errors. Like, look at this crap. Return error doesn't tell me nothing. I'm used to wrapping it. Go has stuff for that that I haven't used because my work stuff usually does just internal wrapping. So I'm not familiar with Go's new error management syntax, which I should familiarize myself with if I'm going to speak as a person of experience in the Go's, which is, I think, what I'm doing on this Twitch. I don't claim to have a advisory. I don't claim to know what I'm doing. I claim to write code. So now that should be a bad JSON, and that should error out. I want it to not error here. I want it to error. No. Yeah, before I was getting an error here because I was expecting something. I just realized I'm making an assumption. What I am saving is the result of this. And I'm testing this function. And I'm using... I just need to have text in HTML. It just needs to be successful. It doesn't need to be this JSON baloney crap. That's for the next function. Now this is what happens when you only touch code once a week. Loss of context. I think I can use all of that stuff here though, right? Yeah, I can use most of that stuff here. Well, since I'm on the context for the row function, oh my goodness, I apologize. I apologize. So it is supposed to pull down a payload of HTML. So theoretically, it just needs to be a readable slice of bytes. But it's not liking what I'm providing, right? See, it needs to be a slice of ice. So what I'm providing is not necessarily invalid. It's just not what my program is expecting, right? ts.close ts2. yeah, see, this is still failing. This should just return, see, I hate tests. This thing works. I have it on video that it works. Doesn't that count as a test? It doesn't count. See, now I'm thinking about web scraping as a product. I'll get back to them in a minute. I need to solve my stupid tests. The last tests I wrote were Python. I haven't done any unit testing in Python. I know, like, for a fact, because I prescribe to the Go bandwagon. One of the biggest praises of the Go programming language is the built-in test suite and unit testing in Go. Like, because a lot of other languages, a lot of people that do Go came from Ruby, at least a lot of people I interact with, and apparently Ruby unit testing is kind of a bunch of bull, according to them. And this is like way easy compared to that. Great. Okay, let's screw you. Not screw you, but like... Not you. First test needs to run, right? And I think I got ahead of myself. I need to... Okay, I'm not wrong! I am not wrong about Ruby testing as a joke. I keep saying I'm going to look at Go, but never do. You're looking at it right now if you even look at my screen. Right? Because looking at somebody else's code, well, looking at somebody else's code is fine. But you don't learn anything until you break it. Or break your own, which is clearly what I'm doing right now. I'm just teasing you. I figure since you hang out with me for hours, I might as well get to throw in a jab every once in a while. I didn't say it. The deep equals is still there? No. If got equals not equal, no. No, got equals no, it's an error. It's failing because I can't type. It not passes. Okay. This passes. Whoop-de-doo. Next test. Let's start with just one test case. That way I can think straight. Oh, can I not see we can clamp to is declared but not used? Oh. Compiler errors. Well, this won't be used either. Get dial one error false. Error equals get that. Dang. Don't you hate it when you can't TCP dial your own local host? Yeah. Yes. My nephew is playing, the screams in the background are not somebody being tortured. It is my nephew playing Xbox. Yeah, my nephew screams. Whenever he loses, whenever somebody doesn't make a basket, if he's playing Battlefront, it's gonna get shot. Basically, you think that he's getting tortured, but really, he just doesn't know how to express his emotion productively. And that's fine. I'm just blanking on what the heck this does. Response writer, header, right, slice of byte, right header status code. Okay, that's the other thing. Oh, I could write a string, write a timeout, write byte. Let's do write string. No, this isn't a string. But I believe this did have an error. So I'm still printing out nil on the payload. Where was I doing that print line? The response? Get, and this is probably the one function that I actually need to test. It does all the heavy lifting. We don't have any cookies. That might be a thing. Doubt it. See, it says it expects a content type. No, we're setting. Jason, we're not adding a payload. What stupid thing do you think you're even doing there? See, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna screw it. I told Todd last week I wasn't gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. asleep. Those pups were asleep until just now. We took them to the park earlier so that they'd relax, but they bark at everything from cats to Pomskis to anybody, everything. So I'm just gonna mute real quick. That should be better. They should be all good now. Okay, you want to see me use some VS Code? The only thing I use VS Code for. I mean, I could use VS Code for a lot of things, but I only use it for one thing. Ready? Generate unit test for functions. I know you can't see that. That's it. Why didn't it run? Come on. I need you to generate unit test for this function. I'm gonna cry. Oh, you still use Visual Studio? I don't use this because the Go language server doesn't work. Like, look, this Go format's not working. Vim bindings work fine, but the Go language server in Vim just has never been my friend. Maybe if I don't highlight it. I didn't want to do that. Resulted in an error. Well, what's the error? See, this is why I don't like it. Go test generate package is not found. See? I have another solution. I use VS Code, like the full one, in college. When I was, I had a free download of it. See, look, it's right there. Oh, thanks to GitHub. I could have done a git log, but why do a git log when I can copy and paste from GitHub? And this baloney of a text editor. Load file, please. They had us writing C++ in VS Code because it was the only way the professor knew how to get it to run. Like, the only way the professor knew how to get us to run the actual files was if we were doing them. Oh my goodness! In VS Code. So that's what's funny. Right, we're not gonna do this. And we don't need you. Yeah. Not VS Code, Visual Studio. We did it in Visual Studio. What do you mean? Expected. This is supposed to. So we did that a lot. this previous. I think I mean, I can pull it down and just save the file again. I've done that in the past if I really want to do it. If I like want this to return exactly what I expect, I guess. But I mean, it doesn't matter that much. Equals success run. C equals a pointer to test client. Args. See, and the other thing, one thing I don't like about this is args. I think sometimes it's helpful to have the arg split out into like a struct, but a good chunk of the time I want those changed for every test, so I don't see why I need to have like a nested struct to change them every time. Like the only time a nested struct makes sense is if I'd want to carry it over and define it once. But args are like the one thing I want to define every time, and yeah. And now they have our hopeful response. I guess I don't know how. Let's put these equal signs here. Equal signs don't belong. We'll just do nil for a minute because I don't know how to wrap that, and we want error flows. Yeah, this we only care about sliceify thing returned. This one, we're just passing up an HTTP response. I don't want to do all status. Header. Easier since there's not a single point of this get where I don't immediately do a read all if I just return the body. That would be way more testable, right? Dang it, I'm editing this code. This will be get where's Todd? Get web page, right? That's what we're doing. And instead of that, we're gonna return the body. body, we're going to return the slice of byte, which means I can take this code, betay. Sounds like, never mind. Watch this. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put this here. Now watch this. I can return a c.get. And we're just... we don't even need to pass that argument in. Yeah, we do. Because at other times, and then that's going to return that. All of these need to be empty byte slices. See, and now I'm going to get all the tests to work, but I'll change my code, so then I have to retest my code and make sure, like, it actually works. Isn't that funny? I don't know. Reason number 312 why I struggle, like, being good about testing practically is because tests passing don't equal your code running. And like for me, the code running is way more important than the test passing, and they're not one-to-one. They're not. When you're developing. Like when you're ready to deploy, they should be. But like there's a whole process of developing your code, and then a separate process of developing tests. Man, I could rant about this. We're going on a rant. Okay, I got a hard commitment. Probably in about a half hour. So we'll see about where we can get in half an hour. This is now called Get webpage. And like, we'll go from there, right? I can only get so far in a consumed amount of time. Do I have a to-do with the... I do. I have a to-do at the top of this. Oh, I mean, I did. Oh no, it's in my main. Clean up code and pull into directory and add GitHub actions for testing. No, you. So we are adding tests, and this is clean up code, and we already pulled it out, but we need to, and add better error rules, because they are not debuggable. I have this feeling that at some point Meetup's going to change their website, and I mean, I'm doing a pretty foolproof scrape. Like, I'm not touching, like, the DOM or anything, which, I mean, is super fun. Yeah, I'm just pulling out JSON objects. So, I mean, not that you can enforce JSON objects. But I feel like the stuff that I'm pulling is not going to be what they change. Like, minimal amount of changeage. So it should last a while, but I need to have error codes that at least help me define if something breaks, right? Like, I need to be able to figure out where it breaks so I can update this in the future. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and this to-do needs to be addressed. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to get web page. Yeah, way easier to test. Okay, so we're back on easy to test. So we don't need that anymore. We now want to slice and fight. Way easier to test. I think I can just define it as the type of slice and fight. So now, can I say I want JSON flow? Right? Because JSON flow is slice and fight. Is this saved? Let's test this. I didn't update all of my code. Line all zeros on 36. Somebody needs to change the name of the function in their test. TTRs. Oh, I forgot to change that here as well. I just URL. Fail. Get web page success run. So good. Oh, if I'm on call. This got me on call, sir. I might need to jump off early. Let me just see if somebody else will come grab. Oh, it's been axed. We're good. Yeah, we don't want failed postman tests to, I have to actually, be on call. Let me say that on the team I'm on, the percentage of time I get paged when on call is very slim. I've been very fortunate. Okay. Not test. Who wrote test? I'm looking for errors. Oh, this came out in 113. Oh, yeah. I'll just do error-f then. I don't need to print it anymore. Cannot. Failure in do request. This sounds like a Mario game. That's fine. Cannot parse response query. Good news is with custom errors or just formatting errors like this, adding strings is pretty foolproof because the chance that somebody writes the exact same string you do is very slim. So you can just search for text groups in your code and pretty much know exactly what that is. Cool. Oh my gosh. I just got cold. Failure in do request. Get. Okay. See? Oh. But it is a status 200, right? Connection refused. Okay, so that is 100% option 2. I said this a while ago. I thought that the defer close on the connection wasn't working. And I think that's this. Oh. But, like, I don't know. I mean, I could have changed it. But changing something that you don't know what it is always like. See, we have a defer ts.close and we're returning a client, but we should also probably return the server here, and then I can defer.close inside the function. HTTP, it should be a pointer, I believe. See, now I don't need the URL. URL to be attached like that. Even though probably better practice to have it attached like that, so we'll leave it like there for a minute. What am I doing? Return test client and TS. Yeah, what's up, dude? Well, I mean, suppose that I probably still should. And now it'll close after all of those have run instead of me closing after it's called, which is what I think was happening. Not quite sure, I just know that the test was failing because the connection was refused. I saved that, right? Now it's saved. Haha! Fixed it. Let's see if this one fixed too. What did I just do? So then this one would need a TS. Oh no, not there. Here. And then we do a TS. This is so fixed too. Okay, something's passing. We got 2 passes and a fail. Good! Okay, that did fix it. That fixed it 100%. I'm gonna go kill that extra print line we have now of the int and the nil, and that's in the JSON. That's super awesome. Here. Okay, guys, I fixed my tests. Well, all of the tests that we're supposed to be working at fixed. This test is not fixed, but we don't. I haven't worked on that. Super awesome. Okay, if you haven't had a chance to look at my poll, I have a poll going. You can vote with an exclamation point vote. Vote for Rust with the exclamation point Rust, gRPC, Firebase, GitHub CLI, or Actions. You should be able to click on that and look at it, but basically the idea is after I get this web scraper working and uploaded to my site, what do you want me to work on? Should I mess with Rust? Should I do a gRPC server? Should I I will be doing Firebase for this, but I could explore more Firebase stuff like that Firebase ML. Should I get GitHub stuff working, GitHub CLI or Actions? Again, I think GitHub Actions will be part of this, but there's always more to explore. So feel free to And also, I just looked at my phone to respond to my boss. Cool. I'm going to add the working tests. And let's look at that last one, see if we can get that last one done. Feel free to check out my GitHub to see all this code. It's just under the web crawler, event web crawler. You can mess around with it. Okay, so we have, what was the error? Oh. Again, so glad I didn't add the look at keyboard. I also wish my stupid chat was working. I declared not use, that's declared not use, yeah, I knew that. Well, we don't care about its output, so that should work just fine. So we're getting a fail. You've never used gRPC? gRPC is my favorite. I prefer it to everything. I have a chat bot that I've been working on that I kind of kicked off. I was working on it with Nats. Remember that nasty Nat stream? I'm gonna scrap Nats because Nats is a hot pile of garbage. And do the whole thing in gRPC. Love gRPC. So yeah, well, I will take your vote for gRPC. And make a mental note. So the issue with my test is I say I want nothing. And in fact, it is not empty. Because I'm returning this. Right? So what I should do is do this. Oh, there should be a comment at the end of that. Yay! gRPC works really well with Go. Like, the gRPC tooling in Go is phenomenal. And that's probably why I like it so much. Because it is just so easy to implement and generate and use all over in all of the services. The one time I did it in Python, the reflection was kind of a pain in the rear end. And you can even, writing unit tests for gRPC is not hard. I mean, I usually copy and paste like all of my gRPC tests and then change the arguments. They're like, I should build a package that just generates it. Yeah, I agree. Nat's Jetstream is not worth my time, so I'm just gonna quit messing with that and do it the easy way. It doesn't need to be hard. Yeah, just want a way to facilitate chatting. And messages can be sent across an API without anything in gRPC, super lightweight. Okay, so that's running. Get meetup info can work. I should try and put some stress tests here, right? I think my repo already has Go GitHub Actions for tests. Actually, what I should do, so I know that Go Test has a test, so test Go Health Test has a coverage thing. So I want to see what my test coverage is. See, look at all, who took the time to write this? Test compile is that one, file. I don't need to run GoBet because I have the Golang, it's a CLI linter, Golang CLI, GoLint CLI, on my thing, but there's a command to get your Go test coverage. It's like the cover story. Wait, I just wanted to run the command. Go test dash cover. That's not it anymore. This is fun. That runs your test coverage. I feel like... Wait, so are you saying that if you run go cover, well, let's just see. Go build, go clean, go doc, go install, go tool, run a specified go tool. So go cover is the tool. Well then let's just see if this still works if I click that. See, okay, so I have 33% of text statements covered. Did you see that? My code coverage is 33%. And what you can do with this tool, this one, it'll show you where you're missing your test coverage. Oh, I need to make that. Well, not hard. What's it called? Coverage.out. Don't need to keep recording. That should have worked better. Oh, see? This is what I wanted. I wanted it to tell me all of the things. Can I do this? Oh, do I need to do this first? I think you have to do both. Oh, see? That lied to me. This says that I have most of my things covered. And so now if I do this, see?
In the beginning, God
Oh, it's just
created
doing it of the
the
thumb package. I don't want to care about the
Now the
thumb
earth was
package.
without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit
Okay,
of
so
God
it is
was
still
hovering over the
33%
face of the waters.
of tests.
And God said, "Let there be light."
And so now I use
And
the
there was
tool. Let's skip Vim back there because that's black. Okay, so setup is 100%. Okay, we should write a little script for that.
It's not a race, but you can't slow down. There ain't a map, no path to follow to find it. But to yourself, you're in last place.
And I
Every
can just
day,
take this.
you can't quit your heart. Don't back up, don't back out.
And that should just print that. And so now if I do dev, of course, yeah, why would that work? Okay, perfect. See, that's real nice. This is something that'd be real nice to have in your. So 33% of statements because neither of these. Look, I have a whole other freaking file I didn't even. See, 4 hours and the hardest. Ugh. Emails. Okay. Well, cool. It is time. It is time. So let's go ahead and commit this. Thank you so much, everybody that has been on today. We've had a blast. I think we've had a super blast. I'll be back next week. We'll do more Go. We'll keep working on this project. I don't have anywhere else better to be. Let me know if you want to. I'm experimenting with the idea of having raffles, having merch, having stuff. The merch probably wouldn't be mine. It would be for my meetup groups. But we'd still raffle them and give them away. I will get chat working for next time and figure out all of the stupid bugs. I do not know why my computer hates streaming. Probably because it's a Mac. And this stuff was made for Windows. But whatever, I hid that. I don't think I have any meetups this week. So you don't get a chance to catch me there. But I will try and stream Tuesday or Wednesday. Work on my Golang tutorial. We can look at how to best do intro to Go code. And that should be fun. Please reach out to me any way you can if you have suggestions, things you want to see on the streams. things you would like me to mess with. If you have any suggestions for my code, feel free to make issues on the GitHub. Like, I welcome all feedback. Like, I want to be a better developer at the end of the day, so whatever you've got is great for me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and commenting in the chat. I really like not being alone. I love our conversations, and I hope to see you again next week. You guys have a great